Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi. Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Mr. Sinatra and Frank Sinatra Jr. from Duets 2, Grammy Award winning. Hey, Joe Piscopo live from New York with John Catsimatidis, broadcasting from the mothership WABC. And calling in is really a legend, and he's a young legend, but he's a great guy. He's a good friend. This guy makes me laugh, I tell you what, more than anybody. He's the funniest guy. He's a brilliant broadcaster, and he's calling in. We got Sydney on Sid Rosenberg live on the radio. How are you, brother?
Look at this great twosome. Oh, you talk about legends. Joe Piscopo and John Catsimatidis. By the way, great song. Frank and Frank Jr.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah.
Not a great city anymore. Not a great city anymore, but certainly a great song. So I'm calling you right now from the green room at Fox News. I'm not far away because tonight, Brian Kilmeade is doing his very popular One Nation show live.
Yep.
And I'll be sitting in with Brian doing the show live. We're going to discuss everything from Donnie to Iran to Lindsey Vaughn getting hurt to this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Seattle. So I'll be live at 10 o'clock tonight.
You know what, Sid? How cool is that? Because Brian's he does a great show. It's Sunday nights, and he brings in Sid Rosenberg to sit with him on live. This is great.
And Brian comes on right after Sid Rosenberg on WABC every day.
That's right.
That's right.
They're buddies like that. What time are you on? 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Yeah.
Okay, Sid, tell me about this game so far. I'm falling asleep here.
Yeah, I know. It's a rough game. By the way, Brian brings me on pretty often. I don't get on Fox News all that much. Jesse Waters is jealous as I'm better looking. And a few other guys, Levin and Hattie, my boys. But he brings me on all the time.
Wait. Let me Cindy, let me stop for a second. You are great with Jesse Waters. You are great. Because that's because his show is on fire now. Jesse, he's doing such a great job there, as Brian is. But you're great with them. I love watching you on TV. Also, I got to tell you, man, are you still doing Gravesend? You did Gravesend. I tell you what, you're like the Renaissance man these days, my friend, huh? Come on.
I did shoot season 3. I did 4 episodes. I did one major episode with Shaquille O'Neal, the NBA legend.
Wow.
Sameo and Corneo and all the guys. I did a couple of other great scenes with, the guys from Goodfellas and all those terrific actors. So I'm in 4 different episodes, I believe, coming out.
Yeah.
Season 3, which comes out in the fall.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that, too. I got a lot going on, Joe Piscopo.
I know.
Breaking news. Seahawks 6, Patriots 0.
Okay,
Yeah, listen, John, I'm going to break it down for you quickly. The Patriots, they're not a great football team. They're in the Super Bowl. They had an unbelievable season. They only won 4 games last year. They hired Mike Vrabel as their coach. Drake May is only in his 2nd season as quarterback, but this is not one of the great football Patriot teams. Really not even a great Super Bowl team. They played good defense. They did have a very difficult schedule. Don't forget, the Jets and Dolphins are inside their own division. So they got there. They got to the big game, but they're not a great football team by any stretch. They barely scored against Denver in that snowstorm. What I'm seeing so far tonight, Joe and John, is a very similar offense, very conservative. They're afraid to throw the football on 3rd down. Seattle's got not a good, but a great defense of putting a lot of pressure on Drake May early in this football game. So it looks like this one may be a whitewash. If you took Seattle and laid the 4.5 midway through the 2nd quarter right now, you're looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, well, they said Seattle's defense, Sid, right? They that will win the game, they said. Is that right?
Their defense, Seattle, is great. And the truth is, their quarterback, who was a bust, of course, after being drafted number 3 overall by the New York Jets not that long ago, Sam Darnold, he's having a nice game. In fact, they're driving right now. They've got the football in New England territory, already up 6-0 with about 6 minutes to go. So the defense is playing great. Darnold's throwing a couple of nice football. Walker's running the ball well. And Seattle's going to have a double-digit lead, at least a 2-score lead, it looks like, by halftime.
Sidney, when you were in, if I may, before Chad Lopez and John Catsimatidis brought you up to New York, tell us about Miami. When you were in Miami, you did mostly sports down there, did you, boss?
I did sports, Joseph, for the most part for 16 years. Don't forget, I did sports in New York first.
Yeah.
At WNEW for 1 year.
That's right.
And then in 2001, I got the dream job for sports guys, and that is I worked at WFAN for 4 years. I hosted the midday show before Mike and the Mad Dog. I did sports on Imus's show. I did the pregame show for the Giants for 4 years. So I was a big-time sports guy. And yes, Joe, I did 3 different sports shows down in Miami. But in about 2014, I remember the exact day, it was the day when all those attacks happened in Paris. Barack Obama was president. The Dolphins had beaten the Bills the day before. And I came into work on Monday morning, and all I talked about were these poor people who went to a soccer game, who went to an outdoor cafe, who went to a concert, and they were killed by ISIS. My boss said to me, Sid, what are you doing? The Dolphins won. I said, I'm sorry, I can't muster the energy, enthusiasm. I just don't care. So I started to make sure at that point this very smooth transition from sports to news talk politics. And now I kind of do both every morning, which makes a lot of people happy. But yes, I was exclusively sports for about 17 years. The last 10 years, thank God, for the great John and Margot Catsimatidis, I'm doing news talk radio.
And it's great, like Caroline was talking about, John is downtown, I'm downtown, you're here. We're all have the same purpose. And if I may, let me and I know it's Super Bowl Sunday, but we got Sid Rosenberg and Piscopo, and we got the great John Catsimatidis here. And you know what's great about it? I said we're all the same. Like, it's Columbus Day. What do you do, Sid? It's 4:30 in the morning. I get Sid Rosenberg. Joe, could you jump on because you're hosting the Columbus Day parade? And we talk about it. And we have such a great back and forth. And then I say, get Sid back on my show because it's all together. There's no real competition there, No.
We're a family. I'm not just blowing smoke up your butt and trying to patronize you, Joe Piscopo. You've called me a legend. You've had a legendary career, and it's still going strong. But every week somebody says to me, how cool is Joe Piscopo? Wasn't he a great guy? I swear to God, every week I go, I love Joe Piscopo. He's great. As far as I'm concerned, there's no competition. We're one big family. You do your thing, I do my thing, John does his thing, and we're all very, very lucky to be working together. Joe, you happen to be one of the nicest met in the history of this business, which I got to tell you has a lot of jerk-offs.
Saturday Night Live is starting to worry about Piscopo.
Because we're going to Saturday night, Sid. The Boulevard Sundays with Sinatra show. We're moving it to Saturday night. It's going to be live. We're going to do like a TV show in Studio 77. I know. I'm so excited.
When does that start?
You know what?
Saturday Night Live is worried.
John, they should be. John, I got to tell you something.
They only have 30 million listeners.
Listen, they're not good.
We're going to cut them in half.
Wait, I got it.
I remember being a little boy in the back of my father's Cadillac, and my dad would play Sid Marks doing all this Sinatra stuff. It was the weekend, we'd be on the way to some restaurant for dinner. And I got to tell you, Saturday night, Sunday night is great, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people get up early Monday morning, they've got work. But when you're out on the town on a Saturday night and you can get Joe Piscopo and Frank Sinatra, I'm sorry. All you're missing is a 6'2" blonde. You got yourself a perfect night.
Well, we can arrange it, Sid. Just let me know. I said, hey, wait,
nobody till somebody loves you.
I'm telling you, we're doing. Hey, Sid, wait, I got to tell this. So let me pull back the curtain here. It's Piscopo's Boulevard Sundays with Sinatra, and we're broadcasting live. And I know, and Sid Rosenberg, the great Sid Rosenberg, is with us, who I absolutely adore. John Catsimatidis, our boss, is here. You, if I may, John's very close with the president. I've known the president 100 years, President Trump. How cool was it when President Trump calls you up to the podium because, Sid, you're on the board of the Holocaust Museum, and the President of the United States, the most important man in the world, says, Sid, step up here, say a few words. That was awesome, my friend.
It was. And like I said, my beautiful wife, Danielle, was in the audience that night outside of my wedding, Joe, and the birth of my 2 children, Ava and Gabriel. That was as good as it got. 400 people, a lot of big-time people. I'm in the East Wing of the White House, and Trump goes, Sid, come on up here. The only thing that came close to that was literally a couple of weeks after that, on New Year's Eve, I was in Miami. The morning of New Year's Eve, I got a personal text from the president wishing me a happy New Year, which was really, really cool. But look, the president was on my show to celebrate my anniversary 10 days ago. And then his beautiful wife, First Lady Melania, she was on my show just a couple of days ago on Friday. She was great. So the fact that I was able to have the president and the First Lady on my show over a 10-day span goes to show you the loyalty and friendship and support and the power, quite frankly, Joe, of WABC. Again, you're familiar with the president, John is, and I get him and his wife over a 10-day period. That's pretty special.
Yeah. Now Sid's talking about the Jews. You don't talk about the Italians? The president on Friday says he's bringing the Columbus statue from Baltimore to the White House.
Come on now.
I love it.
Angela Vivola was on today and talked about it.
Guys, to your point, when the president goes kind enough, and Sid knows, if you call, the president doesn't forget. He's a loyal guy. And people don't know him like that, Sid. They don't know he's loyal to John. When he talks about John, my friend John Catsimatidis, always acknowledging John. Because if you've known him forever, John, right? You've known him forever for kind of like, I have him come on. I ask him about the Italians, and he goes, you know what, Joe, we got to do? We got to bring back Columbus Day. You know, the next week he signs an executive order. Yeah. Now he's putting a statue at the White House. At the White House. I
love it.
You know, could Jesus be far behind? I'm telling you, he's going to put a big statue. I'm telling you, man. Hey, you know what, Joe, Sid? I got to tell you, man. I know we're just riffing with Sid Rosenberg, Piscopo and Boulevard Sundays with Sinatra. You know what's great? Your timing with the president, and again, I don't have to stroke you because we know each other long enough, and I love you. But your timing was impeccable. People stay up too long. You hit it and you quit it, the way James Brown said it, man. You were great. You got up. You said, "Great. How much do we love this president?" Bang, and you sat boom right down. You said, "We're here for the Holocaust Museum." Well done, my friend. Very well done.
Yo, listen, I know this. Thank you for saying that, Joe. Coming from you, that means a lot to me. It really does, seriously. But I know this about the president. It's his show, okay? And if you're up there for too long, I remember him sitting actually in the Israeli parliament, the day when he after he bombed Iran, and Bibi Netanyahu was speaking too long, and you can see the president was like annoyed. He was like, "Come on, they're here to see me.
Get it over with."
Right, it's Trump's show. I don't want to mess with it. And I'll tell you something funny. That night when I was done there, a bunch of us went to the Capitol Grill in D.C. Me, Mike Waller, Randy Fine, a few other politicians were having dinner, and the president texts me. And he says to me, he said, "You know, you could have really blown it tonight." He said, "But I got to tell you, you were great. You know, the pressure didn't get to you. Well done. Way to go, Sid." So he actually sent me that night on the same thing you just said just now. Yeah.
He knows it because he's always the consummate entertainer. Hey, boy, on a much more serious note, Sid Rosenberg, thank you for sticking up for Israel. Thanks for fighting for Israel. And then for you to be on the Holocaust. We'll get to Italy. I'm getting to Italy. We got the statue back, John. We're going to, I don't want to be greedy here. But you know what? The way that the president has stuck close to Israel and supported Israel, and then you stuck with it, and then he puts you on the Holocaust Museum board. You really Godspeed with all that, Sid. That's so important these days, my brother, you know?
Well, it is. And, tomorrow morning on my show, I've got the ambassador, Mike Huckabee, live on the program from Israel. And look, we are about to do something major in Iran. There's no question about it. I can tell you this. We're wasting our time. I love Jared Kushner and I love Witkoff, but it's a waste of time. These meetings are going nowhere. Iran is not going to listen. So what I'm telling the audience is that we are going to strike Iran. It may be a day, it may be a week, but we're going to do it. And the president has given Iran every opportunity to do something, come to the table. They just refuse to do it. They continue to enrich their uranium. They continue to keep their missiles. There's about 2,000 missiles they've got directed at Israel. So I'm just telling you, Huckabee is coming on tomorrow. And Israel has shut down their airspace 2 or 3 times over the last couple of weeks because they know if we attack, they're not going to bomb Staten Island, Iran. They're not going to bomb Manhattan. They're going to go after our military bases in the Middle East, and they're going after Israel. So it's a very, very difficult time. People there are still very nervous, even though the war seemingly has come to an end.
And Sid, John, you can weigh in on this. The question I have, does the United States military go in alone to Iran? Does Israel go with us?
We're not going to have any foot soldiers.
But they'll go, if they go in with an airstrike, it's just us, like we did in Venezuela?
No, the truth is, I don't know. Something I could know, but I don't want to ask.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I don't want to know.
John Catsimatidis, Sid Rosenberg tonight, 10 o'clock live with Kill Me. You don't want to miss it on Fox tomorrow morning. 6 o'clock, hard. At 6 o'clock, you're coming in early tomorrow, Sid.
I'm on at 6 to 10, but I got to tell you, this is a huge honor. I listen to you all the time Sunday nights. I listen to your show, and I play your clips on my morning show. You're a genius, you're a legend, and you're a wonderful man. And you and John, that is a heck of a 1-2 punch. That's like Sinatra and Frank Jr., baby. Come on, WABC.
We love you, Sid. We love you. Thank you.
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.